All righty. We are live. Oh, we're not live. Yes, we are live. It was touch and go for a minute, but we're good now. Okay, welcome. This is Deanna Nichols, and I am here with my lovely assistant. She's not my assistant. I'm just kidding. But I'm here with Angela Tekell from the Jacksonville, Florida area. She's making lots of noises, but we still love her. I'm going to mute you for a second while you get yourself all situated over there.
Okay, sorry.
And welcome to, you're fine. Welcome to Essential Oils Are Not Magic Beans. They're not magic beans, boys and girls, but they can help you count down to summer, apparently. Angela is the poster child for summer. However, I have to say that even Angela has been complaining about summer of late. So I'm not sure what's going on.
Hot.
But I know it's been really hot. Apparently Jacksonville is like the hottest city in Florida right now. At least I saw it on social media, so it must be true. But we're going to talk with Angela here in a few minutes. But first, I want to set the stage for what we're going to be talking about. And I want to do something a little bit different tonight. I would like for you, when we are talking about a product, if you will share a tip or a testimony on that product, we're going to enter you into a drawing, okay? So if you hear us talking about forgive and it caused you not to get a divorce when your husband forgot to load the dishwasher, tell us about that in the comments. If you're watching on Zoom, then you can share in the chat and I'll read your comment out loud. Angela can probably not see your comments, but I can, and so I will try my best to respond to you. If I can't respond to you out loud, I'll at least respond by typing. If you're a guest, we want you to comment and let us know that you're watching so we can greet you and make sure that you also get entered into the drawing because you don't have any oil experiences yet. So we'll still enter you if you are a guest and you will tell us that you're a guest and who invited you. We'll also enter you. Another way to enter is if you have recently signed up as a wholesale member on the Oil Shares team in the last 30 days, then we will also count that as a drawing entry if you say I'm a newbie and I was enrolled by, and tell us who helped you get started in doTERRA. So tonight we're going to be talking about some oils that are like my absolute favorites. I use them every single day of my life. I carry them around with me everywhere. They're like my favorite little bundle. And if you choose one of the two different bundles that we're talking about to get started as a wholesale member in May, which there's only a few more days left in May, if you choose one of these two bundles or another one, we can help you choose something else. But if you choose the two we're talking about tonight, and then you place another order in June, you will be able to qualify for a free lifelong vitality pack. We're going to be hearing about that tonight and why that's so cool. But it's like it is our most reordered product that we sell. So like people buy it and love it so much that they just keep buying it. I don't know of another product like it on the market that is a bioavailable, like your body can actually use it. Natural whole food nutrients that are usable by your body and contain the world's purest essential oils as well. So it's a great way to fill in the gaps of your nutrition, and I promise you have gaps in your nutrition, okay? I promise you. Unless you're sitting out in your garden with a fork and a spoon, eating straight out of your garden, then you have some gaps in your nutrition, and even then you probably still do. And so this is going to help you with lots of things, and we're going to hear about that, okay? So what I want you to do is, in addition to commenting and sharing your tips and testimonials, if we say the word summertime, anything with the word summer in it, I want you to hit your heart emojis and show us lots of love. It's really what keeps us going, frankly, when we're doing these lives, is that we see those heart emojis floating up to the top. It's magical. So Angela is my dear friend and compatriot of oil education, and I'm really excited to have her. She's been mired very deeply in the world of higher educations and learning, and so she's excited about summer probably more than many of you, and I'm glad to have her here to share with us. What would you like us to know, Angela, about the powers of the essential oils? Take it away.
Am I unmuted now? Can you hear me? Yes.
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
I can hear
That's
you.
the
Sorry. You were a
question.
little tiny box because I was trying to get my lighting right. And so I couldn't tell if that was a yes or you were just like looking off.
This is me. I'm the only other person on here right now.
Okay. So there's a lot I'd like to tell people about essential oils, but I'm going to narrow it down to just a few things tonight. So we're not here for a whole
That's
lot
a good
of time.
idea.
I didn't know that fact you said about Jacksonville being the hottest city in Florida, but I would believe it because I don't want anything to do with outside right
Did you
now.
feel it though?
Oh my
As
gosh.
long as you
yeah.
as long as you can feel it and it hurts, that makes me feel good.
It does. Like, I think I'm going to keep Doterra in business with just peppermint oil this summer because I'm just going to have to bait. It was bad. I was sweating inside today. It was that.
You know, I have to tell you that I don't really feel that badly for you because I actually am enjoying this a little bit, I'll be honest, because like Angela is always like super cold. And like whenever I come to visit her in Florida, she like makes it extra hot for some reason, just to punish me for coming, I guess. And so I'm like fairly miserable when I'm there, and she's just like, I'm cold and I need a sweatshirt. And so it's just comical. I'm sorry, but I'm enjoying it a little bit.
I wish I had that much pull to like make the weather hot when somebody came. That would be, kind of cool to be that important of a person. But all right, so we always digress.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about motivate first because I use that one a lot in my life. I use that one, and I think Intune are probably two of the ones I use a lot during the school year. So I'll talk about that one first because we are not quite into summer yet. We're fastly approaching summer. I think for us, this is the last week of school for the kids. I finished a couple weeks ago. But there are people that are taking finals and wrapping things up, graduations, that kind of stuff. So it is real easy to get what they call senioritis, but I think anybody in any grade could have it, where you're just done with the semester before the semester is done with you. And so Motivate's a really nice one to have on hand. I like the touch rollers a lot with the emotional blends because I seem to have emotional needs a lot on the go. So these are really great for just throwing in your bag, or if you have like a handy dandy little pocket pouch for your oils, these are great for that. So I use it topically. I'll put it on like the sides of my neck and my forearms, and that way I can kind of smell it. I'll put it in my hair. And when I'm trying to study or write or do whatever, it's really good for helping me kind of stay focused and motivated to do something other than what I really want to do. It also would be really good for like parents that are planning out what summer is going to look like. Because I know that I'm trying to not have my kids on the screens 24/7. I want them to get out and experience the world, and that typically takes some planning. So Motivate would be awesome for that summer planning that you're trying to do. It'd also be really good for housework. My kids don't know it yet, but that's part of their summer plan is they're going to be indentured slaves because they made the mess. They can help clean it up. So anyway, that might be a good one to diffuse when you're doing housework. There's usually more housework, it seems like, in the
You can actually clean with it.
Can you?
You could clean with it. Like,
citrus oils
yeah,
in there, isn't there?
I mean, yeah, there's citrus oils, there's peppermint. I don't know. There's other cool stuff. I can't read that small. I don't have my old lady glasses on. Yeah, there's like anti-cootie oils, some pretty serious ones like Melissa in here. Yeah, and rosemary. So one quick thing though is if you're going to use it, don't put it anywhere where you're going to get in the sun in the summertime because it does have the citrus peel, and anything with citrus peel in it can cause you to burn, especially if you look like me. Like even if you think about maybe going in the sun, you'll get burned if you're me. So like definitely, seriously though, so she mentioned putting it on her neck, and that's usually fine. But like if your neck's gonna be like out in the sun, that could definitely expose you to burning. So I just want to point that out now that the sun is actually showing its face.
I'm typically doing indoor activities when I apply it to my neck.
Yeah,
the foreseeable future will have
exactly.
outdoor activities and so that.
Yes, you could put it in your hair though, especially like Angela's got her hair down like that. So if she was like worried about going outside and being motivated outside, then you could put it in your hands and then just like run it through your hair so it's not on your skin, but you're still smelling it. That's another option.
Yep. I typically will too if I don't, because I really like wild orange, but I don't want to put it on my skin because of the citrus. So I'll kind of rub it on my shirt because then I can still smell it, but I'm not gonna do anything scary like I did with that curling wand earlier today. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
PSA, be really careful. I burned like a chunk of skin off my shoulder today with a curling wand. So
oh my word, we have an oil for that though.
It can't be trusted. All right, the next one is passion. I'm going to talk about. I really like passion.
Me too.
It is supposed to invoke like life passion. I mean, you can use it for relational passion if you want, but from what I've read and studied and kind of the experiences I have, I use it for like personal motivational passion for career or life kind of things. It's supposed to invoke feelings of inspiration, excitement, passion, and joy. And then it also smells, it's spicy, but it's sweet. It smells like candy to me. So I use it for a cologne a lot. A lot of people, I mean, who doesn't want to smell like candy? So I use it as a perfume a lot. I like to mix passion and the beautiful blend together on like my clothes. I really like that combo because it's like a florally sweet and it's really good to kind of calm you, but make you passionate too, I guess. I don't know. I like the smell, the combo. It does good things for my emotions.
I have also mixed it with the citrus bloom if you are so blessed as to have the Mother's Day oil. If you don't have citrus bloom, then mix it with magnolia and it smells really, really, really good. I can almost guarantee you that your husband will really like you if you have this on. And I can also fairly well guarantee that if your husband chooses to put some on, that you might like him a lot better too. I'm just saying. So that is an option.
Marriages here.
Yes.
Also a good one for the diffuser in the morning. Like if you, I don't know about you, I'm pretty sure Deanna's not a morning person either. I think we know each other well.
I'm pretty sure I'm not.
I've gathered that. So this would be a good one to diffuser in the morning to get you a little more passionate about getting up out of the bed and getting going. I can always use that.
I should probably do that.
Yeah. So that is passion. Also, it'd be a good one to mix with motivate if you're trying to get those last minute projects done for school. You're trying to get stuff planned. You're just trying to get stuff together for vacation, whatever. Those might be a good combo for you to put together to just get it done. Cheer is the next one, and that one is kind of self-explanatory. It's supposed to be our uplifting blend, and it has a lot of citrus oils in it. So citrus oils equal happy oils. There's a study that I looked at a few months ago from Vanderbilt University in their ER, their medical center, where they were diffusing citrus oils, and they had surveyed the people that worked there prior to the diffusing them in the ER, and I think it said like 80% people said they were stressed or had some kind of emotional disconnect when they were at work. And then they did a 90-day study, and they did just citrus oils in the ER, and that went down to like under 10% that people were feeling so much less stress. So citrus oils are really good for lifting the mood, decreasing stress, that kind of thing. The first thing that came to my mind, since we're trying to do like the end of the school year, summer beginning, getting ready for that, was graduations. A lot of people are really excited, but a lot of people struggle with graduation too, especially if you're a mom, because that's a big milestone for you as a mother, for your child. And though you might be happy, I know I have a hard time personally with any kind of graduation with my kids. It's just like, I don't want them to grow up. They're growing up too fast. It's hard to let go. So this might be a really good one to throw in your purse if you don't want to have the waterworks going at graduation. I can't guarantee there will be no waterworks, but it might help you not be quite as much of a hot mess at graduation. So
Yes.
cheer's always a good
And
idea,
also,
but-
like,
go ahead.
well, I'm just, I remember, I know it's hard to believe, but I can still remember when I graduated. And um, and I think there can be a lot of pressure on kids, when they graduate. It's like, I remember at part of my graduation ceremony, you were supposed to get up, like walk across the stage, turn your tassel, and then tell everybody what you were going to do for the rest of your life. And like, there's a lot of pressure on like a kid
Yes.
to just know what they're going to do with the rest of their life, and they can feel, that can be a real heavy feeling. It can also be like, I think sometimes as adults, we like don't even think about, it's kind of like how people, when you're pregnant, they're like, oh, you're never going to sleep again. And blah, you're never having sex with your husband again. And they tell you like all this stuff. We do that. We kind of do that to kids. We're like, hope you had fun being a child. It's all downhill. Like we do that kind of crap. And they feel all this weight and heaviness of like, oh, my childhood's over and I have to know what I'm going to do with my life. And I don't even know what I'm good at yet. And so I think like that could be something that could be helpful for them to be using as well, because there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Or even with college graduates, like I got to figure out what I'm gonna, how I got to get a job. Like, and I studied like poetry for 4 years. Now I got to get a job as a poet. So like, what do I do?
Congratulations, you're gonna work in a bank.
It's exactly. You're gonna sell insurance for the rest of your life.
Maybe not. Maybe you'll get a great job at Hallmark or something. Who knows? But I totally agree with that.
You could. They
That's
do
a
need
lot of
poets.
stress. And I had a conversation over Christmas break with my niece who's graduating next year, and she's not super confident of what she wants to do. And I said, well, you know what? That's okay. Like, you don't have to have it all together right after graduation. There's nothing set in stone, and just because you decide one thing doesn't mean you can't change your mind later. So don't stress out about it. Just like focus on the here and now, enjoy what you can with high school, and God will work the rest out later. And she was just like, you're the only adult that said that to me. And I was like, well, more
exactly.
There's way too much pressure on kids. All right. Forgive is probably, I don't know. It's a very hard struggle between forgive and console for me, which one's my top one. But I really like forgive a lot. It is also, I don't remember where I heard this, but it's like the one that gives you the most overall emotional benefit out of all of them is what I've heard. And I would believe that. I think one of the reasons is because people just they have a lot they have to forgive. People hold things real close to their chest. They don't want to let go of it. And that might be why it's the most emotionally beneficial, is because people sometimes don't even realize they're not forgiving people for stuff or themselves that they're not forgiving. This would be really good for road trips. I like to combine peace and forgive on road trips because 3 kids in the car for several hours is a stressful event, to say the least. So we do a lot of peace and forgive in the car. Everybody gets it. We just slather it on. Also, everybody gets stoked about summer, but the kids, if your kids are like in a public school and they go to school and then come home, they're home a lot more. And so you're dealing with those people a lot more. And while it's exciting and fun, a lot of fighting can come with that because everybody's around each other more. So it's a good one to have in the summertime for sure. One of the things I want to mention about forgive is that it's a really good one if you're in the process of forgiving someone for something, because I think a lot of people get confused with thinking, okay, well, I've forgiven this person and that's it, I'm done. And that's not really how forgiveness works, at least in my experience. You've decided you're going to release that and you're going to forgive, but sometimes things pop up in your head and you have to decide to forgive that person again. And you might have to do it a bunch of times. This is a really good oil to apply when those things pop in your head, to where you're able to release that and you're not going to tell the other person, well, I'm remembering this and blah, 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 but you're choosing in your head to go ahead and release that and forgive. So if anybody's out there trying to forgive for whatever reason, do be gentle with yourself and realize it's a process, and the forgive oil may be something beneficial to you as you're going through that process of forgiveness. But it is a great one to combine with a lot of different oils.
And I don't want you to have to forgive us for not telling you this. So I'm going to tell you that this one has bergamot oil, which is the most sun sensitive citrus oil that we make. Like you can get burned up to 72 hours after applying it. So like if you put it, a lot of times we'll put Forgive over our heart. And I have gotten severely burned from bergamot on my chest before, being in the sun several days after I applied it. So again, as we're more conscious of being outside more, maybe you do like Angela's trick and put it on your shirt, put it in your hair, inhale it right out of the bottle. All those things are good to do. And don't forget to forgive yourself. You know, when you make mistakes and you yell at your kid and whatever else you did that you're being judgy and critical of yourself, that's like you can't really love people properly when you don't have proper love and forgiveness for yourself. So don't forget to forgive yourself for your shortcomings as well.
Very true. All right, since we talked a little bit about peace, when I was talking about forgive, we could talk about that one next. So peace is a really good one. It's like an earthy kind of floral herbal smell. The forgive and peace are both kind of earthy, florally smells. They're not real citrusy. I know there's bergamot in forgive, but I don't know. My nose doesn't get that. It gets more of like the grounding type of scent. And peace is like that too. It's good for increasing feelings of contentment, composure. It releases anxious feelings. And it's really good when you're in intense situations, family encounters, get-togethers. There's a lot of family vacations going on, and not always. I know this probably never happens in anyone else's family, but my family members don't always get along, and sometimes there's conflict. So peace is a good one to have on hand if there's going to be family reunions, or just maybe you're going to go to a theme park with whatever loved ones. That might be a really good one to have on hand. One story that sticks out to me is a friend was in a bank, and like I think a big chunk of her money was taken, and she was kind of freaking out. So the bank clerk went to go do something, and she applied some peace while he was gone, and it helped her calm down. But then the bank clerk came back, and he could smell it, and he was just like, I don't know what you did over here, but I'm really calm all of a sudden. And so it kind of helped both of them de-escalate the situation of what was going on.
Yeah.
So it's a really good one to have. I do really love the combination of the forgive and peace together. I feel like it's a good one.
Yeah.
And then I think we only have console left. Console's near and dear to my heart. Deanna actually introduced me to console a while back, at least 2 years ago. We both had a very dear friend that was killed in a car accident, and I was having a really hard time just kind of processing that grief and opening myself up to just new relationships. I was just kind of emotionally shut down to letting anyone else in because of how painful it was to lose this person. And so Deanna had recommended that I get some console. And while it was not something that I just smelled and was magically cured of all my grief, it did help me to kind of open up a little more emotionally. It helped me to process the grief. It helped me to be thankful and think of the happy memories of that loved one that had passed. And it did really help me a lot in just processing through what I needed to with that death. So if you are in a stage of mourning for whatever loss, console is a really nice one to have on hand. It also may be a good one like for people that their kids, maybe the last kid is leaving and now they're an empty nest syndrome. That is not necessarily a death, but it is a finality. It is a type of a loss. Mm-hmm. So, or if you have a relationship that's ending, perhaps you're moving away to college after you graduate. Those kinds of things are really happy, but they also come with some emotional processing that you're going to need to do. And it is a loss, and it is something you're going to have to process, and console might be something really good to have on hand. The other thing I wanted to mention is that Deanna had made a special mix for me like last week. I've just had a lot of really major stuff popping up in my life, and I've been struggling with some fear. And so she did a combo for me that was peace and console. And then one oil that I was kind of like thrown off by, I was like, okay, I'll throw it in there and see what happens. And that's actually deep blue. And this one's typically used for like your muscles or joints or whatever, but it is our soothing blend. And so it seems to work pretty well on the emotional side as a soothing blend too. So those three together have been working really well for me to not just like delve into the depths of that fear and kind of keep my positivity and not go to worst case scenarios. So if anybody's dealing with that kind of stuff, that's a really awesome blend. And I do thank you for making that up for me because it has helped a lot with what
you're welcome.
Also, you can get I don't have a diffuser next to me. I don't know if you do or not.
I have one.
Okay.
Yep.
So we've been talking about smelling them. Aromatically is really like the best way to get an emotional response out of oils. So getting the kit that has all the little bottles that are not touch and then putting them in the diffuser, that kit, you can get all the emotional oils with the diffuser, or you can get the touch kit.
I was going to take it out.
Just the touch roll.
I was going to take it out, but then it was too hard and I quit. But so it looks like this picture. It's not coming out. It looks like this, or like with colors, it looks like
there
this.
You go. There's a.
Yeah, so if you want to be able to diffuse it, I tried really hard and then I was like, never mind. If you want to diffuse it, you want the kit with the little bottles. And if you want to put it on topically and make sure it's diluted, then you can get the touch rollers of the same 6 oils. And when you get those, either one, you can become a wholesale member, and that can be your first starter kit order. And then when you order again in June, you can get the Lifelong Vitality Pack for free. So I think that we have a special guest that's going to tell us why the Lifelong Vitality Pack is so cool to get for free, besides the fact that it's like over $150 in value. But why do you care? Like, what's it going to do for you? So who do we have as our super special guest? Should I play some entry?
I'm just situating things. Hold on. We have computer chairs, and this is not an exact science. This is my husband. This is my husband, John. He's going to talk a little bit about what the Lifelong Vitality Pack's done for him lately.
Okay, cool. Well, good evening to everybody. Just a little background. I'll start out the Lifelong Vitality Pack vitamins. I've been taking them for a little over 2 months routinely. But a little background about myself. Ever since I was a teenager, I'd had allergy-like symptoms with nasal congestion, sneezing, and watering eyes. And for my whole life, I thought I had allergies. So I've been to probably at least 8 different doctors. None of them could figure out what my problem was. I was allergy tested, and I found out I wasn't allergic to anything. And it literally took 15 years for several doctors to figure this out. So then I've been bouncing back and forth between different neurologists. Everybody has their own theory about what's wrong with me. But basically, I'll come down with real bad allergy symptoms and then a bad headache. And so I was told it was migraines. I was told it was nerve damage. There's all kinds of different diagnoses. But I've been using the vitamins for the past about 2.5, 3 months. And I noticed after about a month and a half, 2 months of taking the vitamins, that my symptoms have almost completely gone away. Like occasionally I'll get a little bit of a sneeze attack, but it usually goes away fairly quickly. So I'd highly recommend these vitamins if you're having a medical issue that the doctors can't figure out, or whatever prescriptions or treatments they're offering aren't really helping you a whole lot. Because these vitamins, like Angela has probably told you before, they really just help your body to function the way it's supposed to, because it's very difficult to get all the nutrients and minerals and everything you need with a diet these days. Just because even some of the fresh goods we get, because of the way they're grown now, it's very difficult to get everything you need. So I highly recommend the vitamins. I also recommend, I don't know if it's not part of the Vitality Pack, but it's Mitomax, right? Mitomax, it helps give you energy. It's not like caffeine. It doesn't give you like a burst and then wear off. It just kind of gives you basic alertness for a period of time.
Yep.
And I've been using it. I'm just graduated from law school, and the past 2 months I've been preparing for finals, and it really helps you to get through the difficult, boring content to where you're not falling asleep. You're still tired, you're still weary, but the Mitomax helps keep you awake to where you can at least retain some of the knowledge.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll help give you some info about these vitamins and help you to make a decision.
Thank you. You were so compliant.
Thank you, John.
too.
I really appreciate that. I know you did such a great job. It's almost like you're like got like legal information or something. Okay, so this is what they look like outside the box. There's 3 different ones. There's the like vitamins and minerals that you need. There is Z omega, which is like fish oils and essential fatty acids, which is greatly lacking in our diet. We also have a vegan version if you can't do fish, just so you know. We'll get all of that same stuff for you from plants. And then we have the alpha CRS. This one's really important because it has frankincense extract and turmeric extract and all those things that are good for making your cells, helping your cells to stay healthy and making sure that you have a normal inflammatory response. Like you're not just walking around like, oh, this hurts and oh, this hurts all the time and my body's overreacting to everything. And that might be one of the reasons why John is having such a great result is from the alpha CRS. If I had to guess, I would say. Plus there's 9 essential oils in there. So even if somebody had a set of supplements that was as high of quality as the Lifelong Vitality Pack, and it contained over $900 worth of healthy foods in it that you can't like eat and consume in your diet, even if they had something that could match the fact that it was actually available to your body and it's not something that's going to go right through you and be a waste, it doesn't have verified pure essential oils in it, you know? So like, that's just something that really stands out is this product. So you're going to get that for free if you sign up as a wholesale member in the month of May, and then you place another order in June. So again, talk to the person that invited you to watch this video tonight, or send me a private message and let me know that you just stumbled on the video, and we'll make sure we take good care of you, help you figure out where to get started, whether it's the emotional aromatherapy kit that we showed you with the little bottles, or if you just want to get the wholesale membership and add the touch rollers, we can help you do that or find something else. And then we'll make sure you qualify next month so that you can get that free Lifelong Vitality Pack. So before we go, make sure that you've shared your tips and testimonies on the product so you can enter the drawing or tell us if you're a guest or newbie, so that we can make sure that we get you a roller bottle remedy, which we're going to contact you and let you know if you won one of these bad boys. Anything else you want to say before we let you go, Miss Angela?
No, I think we're good. Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, we will see you. All right. Well, thanks for being here. And we'll see you guys back here next Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, facebook.com/oil shares with an S. All right. Have a great holiday. See ya.